Opportunity to turn Lewes Liberal Democrat again. John. The election on the 8th of June is the opportunity to change our towns and our villages back to the Liberal Democrat that we had for 20 years before with Norman Baker. What we want to see is a change for Britain. We want to oppose a hard Brexit. We want to stand up for the rights of EU nationals. And most importantly, we want to stay in the single market. And with this fantastic turnout, with the town slowly but surely turning Lib Dem again, we can do it, and we can take the seat back and keep it in Liberal Democrat hands forever.
Kelly-Marie, thank you very much. Massive pleasure to be back here in Lewes and to be supporting the campaign here. We know we've got a majority of just over 1,000 to overturn here. We know that progressives who want to make sure we do not have a hard Brexit Conservative MP who, along with the Conservative Party across the country, takes this town and this community for granted, then only a vote for Kelly-Marie Blundell and the Liberal Democrats will achieve that. We've got to remember why we're having this election, and that is because Theresa May, in a cold and calculating way, spied across the dispatch box the weakest opposition in living memory and thought this is her chance to get a colossal majority. Theresa May is banking on a landslide on the 8th of June. She is banking on being able to take Lewes and indeed every other part of the United Kingdom for granted after the 8th of June, and our job is to make sure that she cannot. We see the discussions in the media over the last day or so over Theresa May and Juncker's discussions, the he said, she said. Can I just say that is the shape of things to come. The shape of things to come, where we will not be sure what is going on, where a deal will be stitched up between bureaucrats and Eurocrats by our politicians and their politicians, and that deal will be stitched up in the 21st century equivalent of smoke-filled rooms over the next 18 months, and it will be imposed on the people of Lewes, it will be imposed on the people of Britain, and they will have no say unless you vote Liberal Democrat. We believe that the people should have the final say, not the politicians. We also see, don't we, coming out of the leaks and the discussions around the dinner conversation between Theresa May and Juncker, the sense that Theresa May is utterly and totally complacent. Yes. Complacent, first of all, that she's already won the election. What business has she got going around talking to European leaders, telling them that she's already won our general election? The British people will rightly be utterly offended by that arrogance, but also complacent about the consequences of leaving the European Union without any kind of deal. Does she not know what leaving the EU without any kind of a deal means in terms of the rising prices in our shops, the rising prices at the petrol forecourt, and the drop in our own incomes? Around our country, families are already, as we are seeing today, £500 a year worse off as a consequence of the hard Brexit that this Conservative government has chosen, and that's before we have even left. I do not believe that Theresa May is ignorant to those consequences. I don't believe Theresa May does not know that leaving the EU without a deal will hit every family in their pocket, as people in this part of the world know as they struggle to afford the prices of train tickets on a failing Southern Rail service, for example. I don't think she doesn't know. I think she doesn't care. And the more votes the Tories get, and the more seats the Tories get, the more Theresa May and the Conservatives will take you for granted. I am afraid that this coronation that we are trying to turn into a contest is a coronation because we have the worst opposition in living memory. Jeremy Corbyn and the Labour Party obsessed with fighting the next Labour leadership contest, infighting rather than standing up to this government and fighting for Britain. There is a vacancy for an opposition in this country, and we are here to claim that vacancy. To say to the British people, there is a better future possible. The Liberal Democrats can win, and with your support, we will. Thank you.